Yeah, it's our first time getting to see it. Oktoberfest Gragas.
Very good choice.
Yeah, good start to the skin game there. We've got TSM out of 116 this time.
First strike Gragas.
I think maybe
that's interesting.
In Maple's career, TSM might have been his team that he was least successful on. I think.
Yeah. Were they winning LCS?
No, they absolutely were not.
Yeah, okay. And not winning domestically is an underperformance for Maple.
Minions have spawned.
Still very storied career. Being the worst team that Maple's been on in Maple's career is...
and it's TSM.
Yeah, it's not really saying anything that negative. Let's just put it that way. He has been quite the storied and talented player since his beginning in Pro.
Is TSM still even a team in NA, though? Do you think there are people who don't even know what we're talking about?
Oh, no, people will know TSM. Surely. They've only been gone for 1 year, right? Is it just this year?
I'm not sure. I don't even know what happened to them. Maybe we shouldn't get into it.
Yeah. Oh, they just decided to leave. Nothing terrible happened to them. They said they were going to a different region and never did. I'm interested to see the top lane, I think, out of every lane.
Yeah, I've been staring at mid lane just because they're trading.
Yeah, I've seen this time and time again. This is going a lot worse for the Jace than it used to. Generally, what happens is Tristana and Jace trade health bars near on evenly.
Yeah.
But Tristana wins out early simply because Jace runs out of mana. But in this case, Maple's winning in both regards, which...
Yeah, running out of mana and HP.
Is definitely a concern. It signals that a few shock blasts perhaps were missed.
Yeah.
Maybe opportunities to switch to hammer, go for that all out and proc phase rush and run away, which tends to be the trade pattern. You just... Tristana puts the bomb on you, you swap form, Q, auto E, run away, and the trade tends to come out evenly other than mana. Now we might see that in action here. And
nice reaction by 1-1-1-6 there. He got every spell off and hit on Maple. Only way he's coming out with anything resembling an even trade there. But yeah, he's dire straits already in the mid lane.
Yeah, after first recall, if you can get the tier, it does get better. Obviously, you're still losing, even with the tier. You just have a little bit more mana, so you can somewhat stay a little longer.
Yeah.
The problem does really exist until you get Dirk. Once you get serrated Dirk, you actually kind of win the trades because Tristana needs to get to a Kraken Slayer, and the components for that are a lot weaker.
Yeah, for now, Maple with a little lead. Woody did waste a lot of time mid, and he's still hanging around. This might catch West Point off guard, but if it doesn't, he is very behind on this Nautilus now. He has just been wandering around mid lane for at least a minute.
Jinjir, much faster clear than the Gragas.
Oh, wow.
And what a combo! Maple trying to flash away, might be able to get out. No, he will not. 116 is going to go down. Flash forward from Woody as well. Does land the hook onto Kongyue. That's both flashes out of the mid jungle, but it is first blood for West Point, with only the answer back there at the very end for Jinjir.
Yeah, with Woody still stuck here, getting nothing for his flash. Very good for West Point.
Char and Ilvi here, though. They're looking for Woody. Woody might have gone a very greedy way around. Doesn't have flash available. Rooted up. Char, though, is not going to be able to follow up any further. Did get a little bit risky.
Not enough damage on the center at this point, and Gragas was doing the crab.
Oh, the combo here, though. The knockback into the flash body slam.
Yeah, very aggressive from 1-on-6, and yeah, nails it. I think maybe didn't even have to flash on the Gragas, but they secure it with the flash, and then Woody just essentially wastes his flash here. Kongyue is perfectly fine. Wave is perfectly fine for Jace. So once he catches all of this, he is going to be even or ahead on CS. Almost even. Top lane, dead even. Bot lane, slightly ahead for the Corki. You kind of expect these center lanes to go down a bit of CS just by virtue of being melee on their farmer.
Hook lands from Woody. And Char takes a chunk of damage for not being able to get out of the way of that, and it is once again going to be Betty, the benefactor of a CS advantage in the bottom side. Yeah. Teleport coming through from Ryu, and recall from Aja to match.
Yeah, slightly better recall for Aja.
Yeah.
once he collects this wave, he's going to be up a little bit of CS and XP.
Starts off with the Merc Treads in the top side.
Yeah, I'm assuming Mordekaiser just massively outscales this matchup. I think at 1 item, 2 items, Skarner can never kill him.
Oh, rocket jump defensively there for Maple is very, very wise, as Kongame was lurking in the bottom side of that mid lane bush.
Yeah, Woody is roaming.
Yeah, and Ginger is also here. Hook does connect. It is going to be answered with the ultimate here coming out of Skarner. Nice shock blast. And it is going to be fantastic CC chaining onto Junji. He does manage to get himself away there as Maple does jump on in onto the Skarner. But Skarner is so tanky. Maple gets away. The Buster shot. It is one found. Another one as well, as it's going to be Lil V trying to fight this Nico. Ginger needs to land the Q. And it's going to be RJ dropping the hammer. And they are able to pick up that team fight win in the top side. PSG Talon.
And it's just a complete outplay by PSG in this fight. That should have been an even fight, maybe even better for West Point, but PSG, no one goes down, and they managed to pick up 2 kills. Was it 3 kills or 2 kills?
It was 3.
They kill all 3. So it starts with engage onto Ryu here, who is perfectly fine and even lands a 2-man ulti into this shock blast here, into a nice flash onto Junjia. Junjia should go down immediately there, but he manages to survive. And the target selection is just better from PSG. Maple does go down, but it's not.
Oh, hold on.
It's not at all worth it.
Back to live, and Junjia has lost his flash. He's also at 1 HP, but importantly has survived, and he is 2-0-2 now on this Lilia.
Yeah.
Someone to keep your eyes on now, as West Point are going to be able to pick up their first Void Grubs of the series. 1 and 2 for them here.
Yeah, no dragon picked up. No dragon picked up for either team yet. We'll see if Junjia just wants to run to do that, because the Scragus is still level 5.
Yeah, with
only half a bar.
The Dragon win con not really being there early on, it's probably leading to a bit of a longer game. The champions do suggest that as well. Nice buffer from Woody, but he is slowed up as Tongue Lash did connect onto him, and he will be taken down as 116 on the chase, able to pick that one up as Maple goes to rocket jump on out of there.
Now, do they contest the dragon without Maple? Because this is still a level 5 Gragas. We're getting a replay of how Flash was lost by Junjia in the corner here. It's just Skarner things by the look of it.
Yeah.
Kind of incredible that Junjia had his Flash up after that fight in the river. Going to be a little bit frustrating if you're West Point.
This will be known if any camera from West Point pans towards the dragon. As pings are down on it, you do expect they have been. And Arja very handily winning the 1v1. And this one right here, fellas, is for Ricky in the back.
Yeah, looks
Solo kill up at the top side.
Yeah, with just Merc Treads, he just ults him and kills him.
Yeah, see how that starts. If it starts any particular way, body slam and flash, and nice usage there of that cast to try and get himself out. The ignite ticking, the burn ticking, and Ginger gets his 3rd.
Yeah, honestly, so well played by Kongyue, but he goes down to the burn from the Lilia. Junjia 3-0 now. Very fed again.
Yeah, I thought the explosive cast might just do it, but wasn't to be. And second game in a row now, Ginger has everything he could possibly need to get this across the line, albeit this game, he's on a bit more of a 1v9 carry machine champion.
I mean, sometimes it doesn't feel as bad against a fed Lilia. As long as you have lockdown, and this is going to be the solo kill by
He just lands everything.
Yeah.
Wow, even midway through getting stunned, gets into the death round to cancel it.
Yeah. There's now nothing Ryu can do. He may as well hold S and wait for his screen to turn gray.
Yeah, and the ult as well just keeps him in range constantly of that Mordekaiser passive burn.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Hook, nice cast, as you said. Very clean, but he just barely goes down to
the Lilia burn.
Dot. Yeah. Maple dodges a shock blast from the Jace.
Only one turret plate has been taken.
Yeah. Yeah,
even lane.
Very even lanes. Apart from top lane now, if you look at it.
It's incredible to me that with how much roaming's been going on, there's only been one tower plate.
Yeah.
A lot of fighting too. 9 kills. We're 10 minutes in. Bloodbath.
Yeah, Root lands onto Woody, but I don't think West Point want to take this fight. Tom is coming now.
Kongwei doesn't want to give over this red buff, but we'll have to as Junji is quicker with that smite. Oh, Dredgeline misses the wall, and now Woody in a very bad position. Explosive cast gets him into the middle of the side of West Point, but the flash available gets himself over that Dragon Pit and away from any form of harm, as Junji also looks to now take away these Raptors, and Kongwei slowly but surely being choked out of his own jungle.
Yeah, he kills them so fast, there's nothing you can do. It was actually PSG retreating, but he takes the Raptors on the way out. 2 spells. That's all it takes. They get Woody's flash at least. Very nice cast from Kongwei, but they're going to need a bit more to get back into this game.
He does have Lichbane now.
Yeah, especially with top lane. Top lane's such a disaster. And it's only getting worse. 2 levels now for Aja.
I assume that Mordekaiser is still going to build Riftmaker. It might be Leandri's, considering the health available, but I imagine Riftmaker and then Leandri somewhere later in the build probably makes the most sense.
Yeah, I don't think he'll commit to a full AP build this game. I think just 1 or 2 AP items into tank.
For sure. He's 2-0. Got to commit now.
Yeah, unfortunately. Pro players are boring. He does need to get Dark Seal. And Mage Eyes, maybe, on the books. 2 stacks on the Dark Seal of Junjia.
Yeah. And it is the Leandri's first for him on the Lilia. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, full item now on the Lilia, and a couple of culls about to be finished. As Betty just finished his cull, Maple's going to finish his soon. Yeah. Mordekaiser's going to hit a spike. So not a bad idea for West Point to fight, but PSG showing that discipline again. Yeah,
and they're able to just trade the 3 for 3 in terms of those Void Grubs, and that means there won't be any Void Mites this game. Did lose a teleport, but it was only... Actually, they lost 2 teleports. Ryu as well as Char, no longer having that summoner available for themselves, but again, they do deny any Void Mites coming through and keep the spawns equal.
Yeah, and Betty got to wail on bot tower that entire time. Pick up a plate for himself. Maybe 2 even.
Yeah, Triforce as well for this Corki is...
so he's gone for the Triforce Fleet Footwork Corki. I think I prefer the Halo Blades. Full crit lethality Corki. But maybe just too many tanks on the enemy team this game to build lethality.
Yeah, it always kind of feels bad building lethality into tanks. As 2v1 and Betty has just about 1 shot, Lil B.
Wow. Grabbed the barrier. What was that keystone called again? The barrier when you stand next to people?
Guardian.
Guardian, yeah. Procs the Guardian as well, sorry.
Maple losing out on that trade as 116 jumps in aggressively to match the explosive charge. Phosphorus Bum as well landing down here on the bot side. Kongwei in the area has his Lichbane. Will do boatloads of damage if he's able to get onto any of these squishier members of PSG, which he has been able to reasonably consistently throughout the game, but now will be when he's able to actually output true threat in terms of DPS.
Sha9 though, flashes. Nice flash.
You know, ultimately the lollipop of Nautilus wouldn't have landed, but explosive start to that out of the side of West Point is Kongwei feeling a little bit sleepy, but really is no follow-up from...
Will West Point contest this? I think PSG aren't even going to commit to it. Yeah, they don't, and they're just off of it. And yeah, it looks like anytime Kongwei has his flash up, he right-clicks on Maple, runs straight to him. He was already chunked because of a few nice shock blasts landing.
Very decisive, though. And
yeah, loved that. Loved that from West Point. Spares them that dragon. They do have to find a way to actually get a dragon.
Yeah, they do have a very slow dragon at this point. Jake speeds it up a little bit now as he's starting to get some items online, but Senna never truly a great champion at taking these neutral objectives.
Will they even contest it? Doesn't look like it. Maybe Rift Herald cross map, but I think Junjia will run to the Rift Herald. Doesn't have any bot lane camps up, all his top camps up. So pretty scary to go for this Herald now.
Back to the top side, let's see what can really happen here. Doesn't seem like a much. Rift Maker, rather, was the item of choice here for RJ.
Yeah, and now Senna's ulted.
Senna, surely you are not going anywhere. There is no way there's much Death Realm available that side of the Rift. Is going to be able to get that flash out afterwards, but it's going to be Ryu who inevitably pays for the sins of the Senna, and even on the back end, 116 catches a bowling ball, but this year will be PSG's as well. They're taking pretty much every objective there is on the map.
Oh man, Ryu really struggling this game. 0-3 now, 100 CS at 15 minutes, and you saw him just get completely one-shot in that last fight. He even got his ulti off and just got killed by Maple, who wasn't in the ulti. So Ryu's going to have a hard time being useful this game, you know, with 4 damage threats on the side of PSG.
Uh-oh, 116. Teleport coming through here. Could be Char, could be Ryu. It's going to be Ryu, but...
Okay. Trade of TPs, Rift Herald picked up by PSG. Looking pretty good for PSG right now.
Char threatening to cancel his B, but...
Yeah, it doesn't actually...
Betty with Nerves of Steel just completes it in his face.
Yeah, I guess what's a Tom gonna do?
Senna was nearby, but yeah, you're never killing the Corki there. Just... I mean, if Betty made a mistake after not cancelling B, there's a chance that he loses a sum.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's... I feel like Orin is maybe a little more threatening and a little more generally useful than the Tom Ken.
Depends on your objective.
Yeah.
You already have ways to start fights in this game. You have the Skarner who's able to engage. Gragas as well with a nice flash body slam, even just an explosive cask. And ultimately, you kind of want to be able to give time to poke for Jace until Skarner's able to find the ideal engage anyway, but much like game number 1, the problem is Ryu might find a massive engage, but he's going to be very squishy, and if it's not absolutely perfect, will likely just be shred through.
Yeah, somehow the same. He's in the same position as last game, where his tank isn't really a tank. He has to find some crazy ultimate.
Hook lands there onto Char, who's likewise in a very similar position. Ryu going forward, but PSG, wise to his tricks, did back off in time. That mid lane tower is up, but I wish we could hover over it because that looked like it was
freeze,
at literal 1 HP.
Stiff freeze will blow it over. Top tower is certainly dead.
A stiff Iron Reverend will take that down. Revenant even.
No, I was just going to leave it. Not in a rush to take it.
Looks like Leandri's might be his next... Oh, I mean, this could also be Rylai's.
I really like Rylai's this game for Mordekaiser.
Oh, yeah, there's so many melee champs to just...
stick on
slow. Yeah. Oh, looking for it again, but unfortunately not quite got the distance this time, and that is just a loss of flash there for 116. I like what they're doing, though, again, just being proactive. At the moment, Maple is probably the weakest of the carries on PSG, but...
Yeah. And, yeah, at least Kongyue didn't use his flash.
Yeah.
That is the much more important and threatening flash of the pair anyway. Maple still just grabs the tower, and it looks like every outer is about to fall. Yeah,
it's a bit of a game of dominoes here. All the outers are one by one falling down. West Point able to keep control over the mid lane.
Manamune now on this chase, so 116 is going to be doing a lot of damage if he can connect with this poke. A lot of targets on PSG.
Yeah. Junji wisely, though, does have the Zhonyas, so we'll be able to absorb some of that, as well as just the health that comes from building a Leandri's.
Yeah, and here is the final domino, at least for the tier 1 turrets. So, 116 engaged on no flash.
Yeah, rocket jump, buster shot, but phase rush procced, not quite enough damage coming out of this Tristana just yet.
Yeah. Very favorable trade. Either way, though, and Maple's going to pick up another wave.
Maple, it's so hard to keep up with who's teleporting.
Yeah, once you've got the center lanes.
I looked, I was like, okay, it could be Ryu and 116. They both have teleport, and then just a Tom turns up.
Yeah, I'm liking this new Warmog support trend. As long as you're not against a Karthus, probably build Locket against that guy.
Yeah, we saw that, didn't we? Oh, nice knockup coming through. Junji with the Zhonyas, though, getting a little bit of value out of it now. See if he can get out He won't be able to root it up, shut down Ryu, getting that one for himself, but in comes RJ. This is a massive, massive Mordekaiser. He gets one kill for himself, but it is traded back as 116 is able to answer in return. Betty alive, Woody alive, Hook is going to connect, it's onto the Skarner, and RJ has not lost a lot of health, but the 3-man from Ryu, it's going to be very, very massive. It is Betty, though, who's offering the damage. The claw will be flashed away from, and somehow that turns into a 3-for-3.
Yeah, I think PSG can still do the Dragon now if they want to. They're not going to go for it. Maple had a ridiculous team fight there, and Betty is somehow untouched at the end of it. And again, just like in the first game, these team fights look good, and it looks like West Point have a chance, but somehow PSG just dance around them and come out with even or winning team fights. This is an amazing engage now from the Tahm Kench. There is the Zhonya's for the Lilia, but he goes down immediately after. Yeah, instantly. Somehow Woody's alive.
Yeah, and then the Warmogs already
Yeah.
getting value. Well, picture in picture, though. We are back in the team fight. It's going to be Woody taken out.
Oh, Woody's dead.
Yeah, we have a 5v4 now ahead of what could be the third Dragon for PSG, but looking favorable for the side of West Point. And with that recalls coming through here for RG, they are going to give this one up. And I hope no one has anyone to be here. We could be here for a while.
Yeah, and I mean, this is why Skarner is just permanently banned. This is about as horrible of an early game as you could have had on Skarner. And he's almost just winning them these fights anyway. With that 3-man ulti at the end. I mean, it looked disastrous. And this pick in the bottom right, it looked like it was just a Senna W. Tom Q to slow, and Senna W to root Woody on the Nautilus.
Yeah, I'm getting dizzy between which one's the replay and which
Yeah.
one's not on my screen now. I'm confused.
Yeah, new approach to the picture-in-picture.
Back on the map we go, though, as
Yeah.
it is West Point who did pick up that Dragon, obviously.
Yeah, it was a Rylai's on the Mordekaiser, and it is going to be a full AP Mordekaiser.
Yeah, I told you. And it's going to be Leandri's third, so he's building all the items. I see it. I like this guy.
Yeah, I respect that. How do you decide between these 3 items? Aren't these just the 3 Mordekaiser items? What else is there? Cosmic Drive? Nashers?
I don't know about Nash's. That's a
Ricky
bold one.
Ricky said Nashers. Oh no, that's probably more of a bot Mordekaiser.
Yeah. He is 80 carry, so you need to be auto-attacking. You know? Oh, Konyue! He finds the angle that had to have been a max range body slam. It gets the kill, the shock blast. Woody's going to get his hook cancelled, but he does land a 3-man knock-up, and Archer's here. Konyue's not going to be for very long. Drop the hammer. There's one. Turns around, lands it onto Lilvi. The claw's going to force out. The flash as Maple comes flying on in. In comes the Suppresso, and Archer is taken down. It's a shutdown that Char 9's able to get, but these 280 carries are alive. Char, he's healing up. He gets the tongue lash. Rocket jumping. Rocket jumping. Buster shot for Maple.
Oh, and another fight that looked great for West Point, but this time it's Maple who just completely shuts down the fight at the end. They don't have enough juice to kill this Tristana. So even in a 2v3, they get chased down, and 2 of them go down.
Yeah, all things said and done, it is those 280 carries standing strong.
Yeah,
Betty, while not having the flashiest game, has had an impeccable one. He sits deathless, and by God, is he doing some damage as the attention of PSG now towards this Baron. 280 carries are going to absolutely shred it. And with Junjia's death being so quick in that fight, he is back on the map already to contest.
Yeah.
Through comes
Konyue.
the tank and Ryu. And the one-shot Horseman and Incongue. What will they be able to find? It is the Baron already going down. Shock Blast is massive. And Ryu is in the pit here. Junjin, no flash. Does get a 3-man sleep with that Zhonya's, but Char with a perfectly timed knock-up does mean that this Lily is going to be fouled.
Yeah, happy to give up 1 kill for the Baron, though, if you're PSG. And this fight starts with Junjia just going down to a pretty immaculate play by the mid-jungle of West Point. Even get the Lilia flash here. This engage onto Woody, I don't think is an overchase yet. He does land the Malphite ulti onto 3 there, essentially. But watch 1116. Once Mordekaiser comes out, 1116 jumps on him like it's time to kill him, but quickly finds out this is a very fed Mordekaiser. Maple found a ridiculous angle to show up for this fight. He would have killed the Jace anyway had he just run. And then, yeah, there's only a Senna to threaten these two ADCs here, which means there's nothing to threaten these two ADCs.
Yeah, I was going to say, and threaten these AD carry, she does not.
Yeah. Plenty of damage in that fight for the Senna.
Junjia,
yeah, got to take that team fight off, and all his carries doing almost 4,000 damage each.
Yeah. By the way, what an incredible Q from RJ. He must have seen the little shadow things when you're in the death realm. You know, you can see like...
Did he come out and immediately...
He hit like the Q prepped. Like it was immediate. As soon as he came out, he just 180, backflip, 360, no-scoped. Lil V in the head with his Q solo and pretty much half-alphed him through barrier.
Shot. Yeah, that's a two-shot. Two isolated Mordekaiser Qs on the Senna will do it.
Very impressive, I think, there from RJ to be able to pull that off. Char hooked. Through will come that depth charge. It is onto Lil V, who is not really in any form of danger and is going to get out that ultimate from the center, though, to keep Char alive.
Yeah, you're not too upset about losing Senna ulti if you're West Point. You'd rather have it, of course, but mostly going to be Jace poke, trying to keep them alive throughout this Baron, and we've seen this before, yeah.
There's flash available here for Kongyue, and yeah, good bit of poke there.
Yeah, Woody much tankier than he was previously, though. Not as easy of a pick, and does have a Warmog, so can just back off and heal back up to full.
And obviously, we know Skarner has a ridiculous amount of wave clear, but it's kind of not the same when you're against Baron minions 27 minutes into this game, so it's going to struggle a lot when it comes to those, but at least for now, going pretty aggressive onto Arja and doing a reasonable chunk of damage as well.
Yeah, problem is, if he gets a gank, the Gragas won't be enough.
Well, the Gragas is going to get gobbled up into a death round and probably die.
Either of them gets ulted, and the Mordekaiser is just fine. Very oppressive from ahead, because he can just sit here in a side lane.
Yeah, the worst part is, right, you can't really kill him 1v1, so he goes into the death round, kills you, and gets your stats. That's not really the easiest to deal with. Gobbled up, Devour, Lilia, Junjia, gonna go golden. There is a lot of damage that can come through afterwards if timed well, but not able to do so. Kongyue does have flash available as 116, looking to try help out his top laner, but is gonna end up losing his flash for that attempt, as Maple on the bottom is just going absolutely nuclear. Lil V's going to be taken out. Char was taken out. Every single person in West Point was taken out, and it's going to be a 28-minute done and dusted game number 2 and a series win for the PSG, who just returned from MSI.
It kind of feels like West Point all died at the same time at the end there. That was kind of bizarre. It's just like it all fell apart at the very end, and PSG killed every single member of West Point.
In different areas.
Yeah, within a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like a Mission Impossible movie.
PSG, I mean, we expected them to come in and look strong. They have. Obviously, there are things you could critique about what happened in all of these games. Ryu as well, I might say, rough lane phase, but fantastic team fighting from him on the Skarner and on the Malphite. Tough to see them lose again, but I mean, so far they've gone against two very, very hard to beat teams. I mean, Frank, who, especially with the upgrade of Wako, is top 2, top 3, top 2. It's hard to sort of say at this stage of the season. That was your game number 1, your game number 2 now against PSG, who it's hard to say they're not ranked 1 after
CFO next, and then they've just got the Murderers row to start the split. Hopefully they're not too discouraged. I really like the West Point drafts, honestly, and we both loved their proactive plays.
Yes.
All game. They were not scared just because they were against PSG. They were just willing to go, pull the trigger, and unfortunately it didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, they had their moments though, right? The mid-play onto Maple with a fantastic knockback from 116 on the Jace into a flash body slam from Kongyue. It's something we've seen in the past in the PCS. Not for a long while, but when he executed that flawlessly, it looks really, really good, and it shows a level of cohesion that you can look towards in the future. Yeah. Because Kongyue and 116 have played on the same team before.
Yeah, so you could tell. Their synergy was very impressive.
Yeah, and I think